afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bass Headingley for this preliminary round in the Silk Cut Challenge Cup between Leeds and Bradford Northern. Well, this is the fourth meeting between the teams this season. So far, Northern have run out winners by 2 games to 1. Leeds, of course, won the last encounter here in the Regal Trophy. But the game was in the balance until the last 10 minutes when Leeds seemingly ran away with it. Well, here come Leeds now, led out by the smallest mascot I've seen. Oh, great reception from the crowd. A tremendous atmosphere here. I've got Dave Noble with me today as summariser. David, how do you see today's game going?
Well, it's a local derby, and I think basically it's going to be a very hard-fought game.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. We'll be hearing more from him later. I'll give you the teams. For Leeds, number 1 is Gary Lord. The 3/4, Phil Ford, Gary Schofield, Carl Gibson and Norman Francis. The half-backs, David Creaser and Craig Coleman. Craig Coleman's battle this afternoon with Paul Harkin, possibly see the outcome of this game. The forwards, Hugh Waddell, Colin Maskill, Paul Dixon, Cavalier and Roy Powell are in the second row. Gary Devotti at loose forward. The subs are Warren Wilson and Richard Gum. And Bradford line up. The full-back, Keith Mumby replaces the injured Ian Wilkinson. Gerald Cordell, Steve McGowan, Tony Marchant and Greg Mackay are the 3/4. Ivan Henjak and Paul Harkin, the half-backs. Kelvin Skirry, Badderclough, Noble, Hobbs, Pendlebury and Stewart, the forwards. Richard Francis is substitute and Gavin Snee. The referee for today is Mr Colin Morris of Huddersfield. Well, Bradford Northern, of course, were the visitors here in the first round of the Yorkshire Cup, and they beat Leeds that day. And the day that was Mark David Ward's appointment as coach as Leeds, that was his first game in charge. It was also my first game as commentator. You can see how much the side has improved since then. Whether my commentating has done the same is not for me to say. There's a great atmosphere here, and Leeds are going to kick off. They're playing from right to left as you look at it. Gary Schofield is piling the ball. The pitch is in tremendous condition after yesterday's final of the Regal Trophy between Halifax and Wigan. And we're all set for an enthralling game here. So it's Gary Schofield. That's fielded by Tony Marchant. Tony signed from Castleford just a month or so ago. Made a difference to the pace in the Bradford 3/4. Kelvin Skirry. Oh, and he bumps off Hugh Waddell there. That's a tremendous run from Kelvin Skirry. Harkin kicking immediately, trying to catch Gary Lord out of position. And he's having a run back, but he takes that on the full. Tackle there from Russell Stewart. Norman Francis in the middle of the field looking for work. At Bradford, of course, Brian Noble, normally a hooker, playing at number 10 today. He's only played 1 match so far this season, that was in the Alliance team. Waddell was telling me before the game he's keen to do well today, he doesn't like to be substituted. He wants to make an impression so that he's first choice number 8 here at Leeds. Dixon. Coleman's going to put the kick in. It's for Keith Mumby, ever reliable, Mr Consistent Keith Mumby. Leads up quickly. Mackay there, from Western Suburbs in Australia. Played with Gary Schofield, of course, last season. Skirry. Good tackling there from Schofield. Bradford just keeping it in the forwards, keeping it tight. Harkin again puts the kick in. It's caught by Colin Maskill, who charged that down. That was a tremendous catch. Powell. Dixon running straight into Russell Stewart. Waddell. Oh! Waddell runs straight there at Paul Harkin, knocked him straight out of the way. Good running there for the big number 8. Coleman, he's putting the kick in again. That's going to find touch, 10 yards from the Leeds line. It's a fierce battle in these opening moments. Both sides keeping it in the forwards, using the kick to great effect. Setting up position. That was a good kick there from Harkin. The scrum will form. About 10 yards inside the 25. Harkin. It's out to Enjak. And the body quickly out of the scrum. Russell Stewart. Skid it. And he's pushed back there by Cavalier. That's a great tackle from the former Halifax and Barra player. Hobbs with a kick for Gary Lord. Again, driving Lord backwards. Norman Francis again in the middle of the field. Still running for the wing, a very popular player here, Norman Francis. And that's a penalty to Leeds. Well, Dave, how do you see these first few moments have gone?
It's very, very hard for both sides. They're both sides holding each other. They're not going a great deal of distance, not a great deal of ground. There's been some very, very useful kicks, very good tackling, and it's just going to be a hard game throughout.
Thank you. Well, Leeds will have the tap then, just short of the halfway line. Waddell slips a lovely ball out to Roy Powell. Class play there from you, Waddell. That's been a facet of his play this season since David Ward became coach. Hugh Waddell slipping the ball out of tackles with regularity. Gary Lord in the line helping out his forwards. And again Coleman putting the kick in. That's from Mumby to Chase, and he takes it on the full. Mackay. Good tackling from Leeds, keeping Bradford pinned down here. Noble. Run around. Between Barraclough and Pendlebury. That's a good kick from Harkin. That's foul touch. Tremendous in the 25. Ball just spinning the right way there. And that'll be a scrum. Just about 10 yards inside the Leeds 25. Referee just signalling that the Leeds head and ball. And Craig Coleman a feed. Leeds, of course, lacking Mark Lorry this week, along with Craig Hazard has returned to Australia. And he's leaving a big gap. Hopefully it'll be filled by Cavalier. Leeds fresh from their win over Widnes last week. A tremendous performance. Forward. He'll be keen to do well today against his old colleagues from Bradford. Had perhaps his best game for some time last week at Widnes. Well, referee spotted an infringement there between Harkin and Coleman. Sorry, that's Enjak. My colleague Dave here says they look the same. They certainly do. That's a penalty to Leeds. Not punching in the tackle. Colin Maskell just finds a good touch there. Just takes a bit of the pressure off Leeds. Here comes Waddell. Oh, he's lost the ball. It's picked up by Barraclough. Hobbs. Bad mistake by Leeds, putting themselves under pressure. Pendlebury. John Pendlebury, of course, played for Wigan and Halifax before he came here to Bradford. Was a member of the Halifax side that beat St Helens at Wembley. Oh, Mumby stole the gap. Lovely play there from Enjak. Stewart. Just outside the 25. And the referee saying that Stewart knocked on there. And Russell Stewart not very happy with that. He'll be disappointed. Saying John Pendlebury, of course, played for Halifax when they defeated St Helens at Wembley, and also played in the Wigan side that defeated Leeds in the 1984 John Player final at Ellen Road. David Creasy Gary Lord, switching play. Waddell. Another strong run there from you, Waddell. Taking 3 players with him. Cavalier. Bradford tackling safe at this early stage of the game, both sides showing a lot of commitment. Dixon there. Coleman. Schofield will put the kick in. That was offside there. Phil Foden got a devoted judged to be within the 5 metres, being in front of the kicker when Gary Schofield kicked the ball. Gary Schofield just having a word there with the referee, but the referee not falling for any of it. Hobbs puts the kick in. The Leeds are defending about 10 yards outside their own 25. Northern just inside the Leeds half. Here comes Kelvin Skirrett. Kelvin Skirrett had a great series against the New Zealanders. And interesting to note that his cousin, or Uncle Trevor Skirrett, already in the first round of the Challenge Cup, as his side, which has had that he's the captain of Bisons, defeated Millham yesterday by 4 points to 0 in the preliminary round. Oh, Roy Powell dragged back there by 4, Bradford Northern. Tacklers back into his own 25. Dixon. This is tremendous tackling from Northern. Keeping Leeds pinned down here. Leeds using the forward, just trying to drive it out. Gary Schofield putting the kick in. Oh, and that's touch. That's the Cordle there, stepped in touch. Little Cordle not very happy about that, but from my position here, it was right below us, and you could see he stepped right on the line. And that's in touch in Rugby League. And that was a good kick from Gary Schofield, put pressure on Cordle. Referee penalising Leeds at the scrum, saying that they packed down before he told them to. So that's a let off there for Northern. They would have been under pressure in their own 25. So Hobbs is going to the ball back upfield, and that's a good touch kick from David Hobbs. Just 10 yards outside the Leeds 25. Harkin, then Jet, McGowan. Oh, McGowan's through. Beat 2 tacklers there, Steve McGowan, and last-ditch effort from Cavalier. Pendlebury, Skirrett. Northern just on the Leeds 25. It's Henjack again. Noble. Move coming up here with Harkin. He's going himself. Up to the full-back. He's going to score. That's the opening try. Well, Paul Harkin kidded everybody there. Leeds waiting for the set piece. And Harkin going in on the side of the post. Well, Dave, how did you see that try?
Absolutely superb try. Harkin picked the ball up, it went on the blind side, he came inside 2 of the Leeds backs, and he was over the line, couldn't be stopped.
A typical cheeky try there to Paul Harkin, the sort of try he scores with regularity. Whole Leeds side kidded there, waiting for the move. So after 12 minutes then, Bradford Northern take the lead with a try to Paul Harkin. Tremendous game there from Paul Harkin. Spotted the gap, went straight through it. Sidestep Gary Lord. So Hobbs should have the easiest of kicks here. It's just at the side of the post. And Leeds not getting off to the start that they wanted. So there we have it then. That's Leeds 0. Bradford Northern 6. He's been playing approximately 12 minutes. The crowd in the south stand below me just getting behind Leeds now. They'll be disappointed to concede the early score. It's interesting to note that Bradford Northern have only beaten Leeds once in the Challenge Cup, and that was in 1947 in the final at Wembley by 8 points to 4. Stewart. That's going to be a scrum. Referee judging there that Russell Stewart dropped the ball. It's going to be a heading ball to Leeds. Bradford crowd not happy with that. That's got to be offside. Yes, that's a penalty to Leeds. Colin Maskell. Finds touch just outside of Bradford 25. It's a quick tap and goes himself, driving in. Great season, Colin Maskell so far. Really come to fruition under David Ward's coaching here at Headingley. Waddell. Still going, yo, Waddell. That's tremendous play from him. Dixon. Back in there, trying to get in the way of the Leeds move. Coleman, Stivorti. Roy Powell's in the gap. Roy Powell's going for the line. That's a try to Leeds, a try to Carl Gibson. Leeds in him back straight away there. Great try to Carl Gibson. Well, Dave, what did you see happening there?
Well, I saw Roy Powell. He came on the burst. He went through the Bradford Northern defence like a dose of salts. Handed the ball out to Carl Gibson, and Gibson was over for a superb try.
Thank you. Leeds hitting back then straight away in the right fashion with a try to Carl Gibson after 15 minutes. Roy Powell there, acknowledging the crowd. Very popular here, and Roy coming back to something like full fitness now after his injury against Widnes. I know he lost a lot of confidence from David Ward. Thought it'd be a while before we saw the best of Roy Powell. But the way he shot onto that ball in the gap suggests he's back to something like his best. Colin Maskell, not the easiest of kicks. It's about 8 yards in from touch, just outside the 25. The Leeds hit back straight away in the right faction. Maskell. Coming in now. Down the corner style, that's a bad miss. So the score remains Leeds 4, Bradford Northern 6. We've been playing 15 minutes. Pitch playing particularly well after yesterday's game on it. It's clever play there from Coleman and Ivori. Just bringing Roy Powell on to the burst. Keith Mumby going to kick off this time for Bradford. That's for Phil Ford to catch. And bring back towards his 25. Running across the field there, not running straight. Gary Lord. Bradford up very quickly, typical defensive Australian style with their coach Ron Willey. Dixon. Straight through Noble there, but he just caught him by the ankles, brought him down. Coleman's going to put the kick in this time. Seeing Keith Mumby out of position. Kicks, that's for Juddle Caudle. Cardiff Rugby owning player, friend of course of Phil Ford, they go back a long way. McGowan. No way through this time for the ex-Leeds Colt. Went with Barry Seaborn to Wadsell. Larkin with the kick. That's a tremendous kick, and that's found touch deep in the Leeds 25. It was clever play from Larkin, not the sixth tackle. Leeds should have had him ball. Leeds of course trailing 4 points to 6. That's out to David Creasy. Bringing Gary Lord on the burst. Good play from Lord. Stewart out from the scrum quickly. Milling the advantage of the extra man, Powell. Cavalier. Waddell. Coleman again with the kick. Keith Mumby feels that. Oh, and he sidestepped Gary Schofield and Phil Ford, and he's got Mackay away. And Gary Schofield getting him at the second attempt there, and Phil Ford. Hobbs. It's good running there from Noble and Mackay. That's bringing Marchant on inside. Clever pass again from Arkin. Henyak. Stewart. Going himself, Stewart. And the ball's cleaned up for Leeds by Cavalier. And that's going to be a penalty. Referee saying that was talking. Well, that relieves the pressure a bit on Leeds. Colin Maskill. Dixon, short ball there from Coleman. Well, Leeds have lost that there. That wasn't good play. Putting themselves back under pressure. Here comes Arkin again. And Marchant lost the ball. It's well picked up for Leeds by Carl Gibson. And the referee giving a penalty there for holding down. Not letting Carl Gibson get up. Arkin is talking to the referee. It's typical Paul Arkin style. So Colin Maskill going to kick up towards our commentary position. He'll let the ball thump on the stand roof. Waddell. Oh, great run there from you, Waddell. Coleman. Dixon. Cavalier. Just good tackling there from Barraclough. And Pendlebury. Coleman again bringing Devorey on. Devorey, lovely ball there for Gary Lord. And that's crossing there, obstruction. Gary Devorey ran behind Roy Powell, just slightly there. Crossing. Saying that Gary Devorey ran behind Roy Powell before he released the ball. And Hobbs' touch-finding kick puts Leeds back in there on 25. Skerry. And then into Roy Powell. Noble. Arkin running across the field, gives it to Pendlebury. And he slipped a ball there, that's a tremendous ball of McGowan, and only a good tackle from Gary Schofield saving another Bradford try. Bradford well on the attack now, making inroads. Mumby. Through Gary Schofield's tackle. David Creasy cleaning up for Leeds. Stewart. It's a sixth tackle coming up. Ball back for Arkin. He puts the up and under after feigning the drop. And that's on the 25. That's saying that Bradford Northern knocked on and knocked that ball out. And Pendlebury there having a slight altercation with Carl Gibson. Hobbs offside there. Referee doing nothing about it. Lovely ball out of the tackle forward. McGowan also offside. Well, the referee needs to get control of these offsides. There were half a dozen Bradford Northern players offside. They're interfering with play. Devorey. It's good running by Leeds, almost up to halfway. Dixon. Coleman with a kick. That's a beautiful touch-finding kick. That's Fine's touch. Just 10 yards from the Bradford Northern line, deep in the 25. These early stages of the game being closely fought. Just the 2 points in it. Both sides mid. Forage into the other's 25. Arkin feeds. Bringing Mackay in. Mackay running at crease there. That was a high tackle, but not high enough to warrant the referee's attention. Mumby. And it's Schofield and Powell. Just affecting the tackle. Here comes Hobbs. And Jack. Good tackling by Leeds, keeping Bradford down on this 25. 6 tackle coming up. Ball's going to go back for the kick. Arkin doing the kicking himself. Driving Gary Lord back towards his own line. That could go dead and run out, and that'll be a tap on the 25. Gary Lord. Maskill. Both sides just keeping it in the forwards in the opening few minutes, Dave.
That's right, yeah. It's very, very hard. It's nice to see Roy Powell back, working so hard. And it's also good to see Huey Waddell up there, driving in like a train every time he gets the ball.
Have you? Coleman now, switching it back inside. Roy Powell spinning round. That's the 6 tackle, leads it up to halfway. Another tremendous kick from Craig Coleman. That's not going to find touch, but it sends Keith Mumby scurrying back. Feigning the kick, using Mackay. That's good play. Mackay inside Schofield. Good play there from the Western Suburbs winger. Barraclough driving from acting half. Oh, Pendlebury's throw, that's good play. Oh, he's lost the ball, and that'll be a knock-on. Referee saying that Pendlebury knocked on. That's lucky led off for Leeds. Bradford again looking dangerous. Bradford really fired up for today's game by their Australian coach Ron Willey. It's out to David Creasy. Gary Lord. He couldn't get his pass away. Creasy standing in front of him there. That would have been offside. Autumn. Powell. Leeds not quite playing the fluent football so far that they played last week at Widnes. Bradford up very quickly. And that's ball back there, that's out on the full, so that's it's come. Just 10 yards inside the Leeds half of the field. Yes, that's speed in there. Arkin not really happy, going to have a word with the referee again. Well, that's the first penalty awarded for feeding the scum that I've seen this season, so Arkin can consider himself very unlucky. You can hear what the Leeds crowd think of that. Paul Arkin. Here comes Huey Waddell. The ball back to Coleman. That's a tremendous play from Waddell. Dixon. A good tackle from Pendlebury. Roy Powell. Bringing in a Kelvin Scurry. Not the best of occupations on a Sunday afternoon. David Creasy, lovely ball to Schofield. Schofield's going, he's got it inside to Cavalier. Cavalier looking for the overhead pass there, just couldn't get that away. It's good play from Leeds, and all of Bradford Northern side, offside. Referee sending Bradford Northern players away. Somebody said something, it's got nothing to do with Gary Schofield either, he's been sent away. And Jack and Hobbs just... Yes, Mr. Morris taking a firm hand indeed here. That's a penalty to Leeds, and that's for Jack opening his mouth. We can't quite see what the point of that was. So this gives Leeds a chance to draw level. Colin Maskell told by Gary Schofield, the kick for touch, not for goal. It's Maskell with the attack, giving it to Coleman, bringing Waddell on. Waddell still standing up, taking 3 Bradford Northern men to pull him down. Coleman. Here's Gary Lord on, that's a lovely ball for Gary Lord, just an ankle tap there from David Hobbs. Cavalier setting up play, driving for the line, Leeds. Got an overlap on this far side if they can get the ball out fast enough. That's out of Schofield, out of Phil Ford, he relishes these tracks but he's thrown the ball inside and he's lost the ball there. Well, Phil Ford would have been better hanging on there, but it's easy set up here. Leeds all offside. So from looking like certain scorers, Leeds are going to be penned back in their own half of the field. And Phil Ford would have been better keeping that ball, but he elected to roll it back along the ground. Bradford Northern were the first side to take advantage of that. Hobbs with a kick. And that's not going to find touch. No, that's certainly taken by Gary Lord. That's a let up for Leeds. That's a bad play from Bradford. Well, Kelvin Scuddy there, having a second attempt at Gary Lord after getting him the first time. The touch judge is on. Yes, the touch judge on, but the referee had already seen it, so that's going to be a penalty to Leeds there. Kelvin Scuddy. All innocence there. What me, referee? Larkin, of course, involved. So it'll be a penalty to Leeds. Askill finds touch, takes a quick tap. Coleman, Louis Waddell. Oh, Gary Schofield knocks on there with a try begging. That was a good play from you, Waddell. Just Tony Marchant coming in field, sidestepping. Scuddy. Giving the ball to Mumby. Mumby out to Mackay. It's a good play from Northern, keeping the ball going. Mumby again. Ever reliable Keith Mumby, played many games for Bradford. Noble. Driving in, playing well, Brian Noble, not played much this season. Just doing the simple things effectively. Arkin running across and straightening up. And he's got Pendlebury away. There must be a try here for Bradford. McGowan's got the ball, he's going to score under the post. Well, that's very simple again. Leeds letting Paul Arkin run. And playing the ultimate penalty. Well, David, what did you see there?
Well, it stemmed once again from Paul Harkin's superb rugby brain. Threw the ball out to McGowan. I just had the ball to put down behind the posts.
Well, that's Leeds again under pressure, going further behind now. Been playing 35 minutes. It's a try then to McGowan. And again, Hobbs with a simple kick right in front of the post. If Leeds are going to progress further in this Silk Cup Challenge Cup, they're going to have to cut off the supply ball from Paul Harkin. He's running the show at the moment. Not played since the Regal Trophy match here because of flow, but he looks certainly back to his best. Caught the Leeds defence napping twice. Munster scored a try himself, and then they set Steve McGowan up after good work by John Pendlebury. And it's there. Got Leeds going 12-4 down. And in a cup tie, that takes a lot of bringing back. Not the best type of football to play, catch-up football. More than just playing basic rugby. Doing everything right, doing the simple things correctly, good support play, supporting the man with the ball. It's a short kick-off this time from Gary Schofield. Hobbs. Oh, and good play there from Yowadale, kicking at the play of the ball and getting possession back for Leeds. Gibson, looking his side step straight in a Barraclough. Cavalier. Yes, and that's going to be a penalty against Cavalier for not playing the ball properly. Just referee judging that he's rolled it through his legs. Well, Bradford have come out this first half meaning business, and they've certainly got the points on the board to show for it. This time, Keith Mumby finding touch this time after Hobbs' miss last time. That's found touch just on halfway. Referee stopping the clock. Oh, there's another ball on the floor, on the field. Let's get it. Took half the Leeds back to bring him down. Mackay. And Roy Powell picking him up, man and ball, and dumping him down. Noble. Barraclough acting half, gets Pendlebury. Pendlebury looking to pass the ball, couldn't get the ball away before he was tackled. Hobbs with a drop goal. And it's there. That could be very important at the end of this game. The drop goal then to David Hobbs. It's Northern 1 point further in front, 4 points to 13. Leeds trailing now. The referee saying that went backwards, and that's incurred the wrath of the Leeds crowd. Pendlebury just taking play in the middle of the field. Harkin put a kick again, that's going to find touch again, that's a tremendous kick. It's just 10 yards inside the Leeds half of the field. And that's going to be a penalty for feeding. That had to come after they'd already penalised Harkin for feeding his feet. That's a try. That's a penalty, sorry, to Bradford. And now he's saying that Coleman has opened his mouth. So again, Mumby going to put the kick, touch-finding kick in. Should take play into the Leeds 25. Leeds have some defending to do now. Got about 2 or 3 minutes left to try. But this time the Leeds could be disastrous. Noble. Russell Stewart going for the line. Good tackle there from Gary Lord. Northern set play up now right under the Leeds post. Working a move here, Harkin with the ball. Bringing Hobbs on. Hobbs just couldn't get through there. That was good play there from Harkin again. A tremendous game he's had. Enjak. Chinking, weaving, but not getting anywhere. There's a 6 tackle coming up. It's back to Harkin for the drop goal. They've already seen it. And it's there again. That's another drop goal. So after 38 minutes then, another drop goal to Northern. This time from Paul Harkin. And Leeds going now 10 points behind. Well, Leeds have been under the cosh for more than this first half. How do you see it going, David?
Well, Leeds are just putting themselves under total unnecessary pressure, giving away free kicks, which is absolutely stupid at this stage in the game.
Well, it's a ball back up field for Leeds. That'll put Leeds back under pressure. They'll be playing football down in their own half of the field for a while. Lord bringing it up. There's no way through for him. Schofield. Sidestepping, not getting anywhere. Roy Powell. Running strong there, Roy Powell. Leeds need to throw the ball about more if they to progress further. Keeping it in the middle and taking Northern on in the forwards, and that's the wrong thing to do. Even a Bradford pack that's very lightweight this afternoon by their normal standards. Up to the 6 tackle. It's out to Schofield. Takes Tony Marchant on, but can't evade him. That's a good tackle coming in from the former Castleford centre. And that's the 6th tackle, that's the handover. Harkin again, pitching it to Mackay. Good tackle there from Gary Devotee, alert to that situation. Enjak, Noble. Hobbs. Good tackle from Hugh Waddell. Kelvin Sturridge showing the ball. Back inside to McGowan. And bad a claw from that corner. Norman Francis has missed him, but the referee disallowing the try, saying that was a forward pass. Well, another let-off for Leeds there. And there goes Houghton, in fact, so it's going to be half-time. And Leeds losing by 4 points to 14. The 12 minutes we had a try to Harkin with a Hobbs conversion and make it 6-0, and Leeds it back straight away with a good try. The Carl Gibson after great work from Roy Powell. And Northern increased their lead. 12 points to 4. Referee just having a word there with Gerald Cordell. For the try to McGowan, which Hobbs converted. Making it 12 points to 4. Then we had 2 drop goals, one to Hobbs and one to Harkin for Northern to lead. 14 points to 4 at the half-time. David, what have Leeds got to do to get back in this game in the second half?
Leeds have got to get together and got to play some workman-like rugby. They've got to stop Harkin. Harkin is a total heartbeat of Bradford at the moment. He's not being pinned down, he's not being picked up, and Leeds have really, really got to get themselves together this time.
Right, thank you. Join us after the break. Well, last Saturday, Leeds Alliance side went up to Carlisle for the Slalom Lager Alliance game. It was a close-fought first half. The scores were level at 6-6 at half-time, and this effort by Vince Fawcett, a full run for the length of the field, was the only score for Leeds in the first half. second half, Leeds put their game together. And first Rob Ackerman scored his second try in the 2 matches that he's played to push Leeds further ahead. Vince Fawcett took on then, scored 2 tries in quick succession. And after good work, Patrick Mitchell got over in the corner. Paul Delaney kept a fine display with a try late on in the game, and to round things off, Vince Fawcett ran the full length of the field, bringing us a full-time score of Leeds 36, Carlisle 17. Well, welcome back. We're just about to kick off. Leeds have a change. Substitute on. Gordon Wilson gone to full-back. Roy Powell, the man that's gone off, and Gary Lord will have moved up to the second row. Mumby just about to kick off for Bradford Northern. I'm sure Coach David Wardle have had plenty to say. Will Ford comes for that ball. David Wardle had plenty to say at half-time to the Leeds side. They've not really played the style of football that's required against Bradford today. Waddell there, straight away, ball out the tackle. That's good play from him. Cavalier. Gordon Wilson in the line. Ex-Hunslet player brought here, and David Ward came as assistant coach to Malcolm, really. Dixon. He's up to halfway, it's the 6th tackle. Coleman will put the kick in. It's a tremendous kick, that's found touch just short of the Bradford 25. A good 3 or 4 yards further on than the referee has indicated, or should I say the touch judge. It's Harkin to feed the scrum. That's out to Bradford. You know what the crowd think of that one. Mumby. Oh, Mumby split one on Wilson wide open there. Kennedy Vardy getting back there and cleaning up on Keith Mumby. Cordell is out on the touchline side. Cordell, there could be something here. Oh, and a great tackle there from Norman Francis. Pushing Jiddle Cordell in the touch. Francis coming across from the middle of the field. There's a good run from Cordell. Round Hugh Waddell on the touchline side. The crowd really behind Northern now. Leeds crowd somewhat silent below me in the south stand. Warren Wilson in the line. Still going, good tackle from Keith Mumby's opposite number. Round the legs. Vivorti. Waddell. Good tackle there from Russell Stewart. Slight of stature, bigger that, Russell Stewart. Cavalier. Leeds driving with some purpose. That's a kick for Gary Scoville to chase. Harkin Coleman been fouled. Schofield. It's up there. Mumby using Mackay. That look forward. Three tacklers bring Graham Mackay down to the floor, just underneath that comedy position. Mumby again. He's had a great game this afternoon. Bed ground every time he's had the ball. Noble. Coming from acting half-back. Pendlebury. It's picked up for Leeds and Coleman has it now. Well, there could be something here. Coleman, oh, he hung on too long there and now he's no one to pass to Ford. Well, the cover's come across too late there. Leeds had a 3-1 overlap and Coleman did the wrong thing that time. Adele. Picked up by Gary Lord. Short comes in, making sure. Lisa. Gibson knocks on there, going out the ball. Well, Leeds there had a chance to hit back. They had a 3-1 overlap. Two fastest men in rugby league out on this side. Gary Schofield and Phil Ford, and Tugger Coleman just held the ball too long and didn't affect the pass at all. It's a scrum to Northern. Larkin, missing Enjicart, bringing Cordle in. Oh, Cordle's through the middle again. And Norman Francis again saving the day for Leeds. That's twice he's made a tackle on Gerald Cordle. Oh, good tackle by Schofield, but McGowan getting the ball away to Stewart. Marchant going from acting half. Schofield making a tackle. Pendlebury straightening up. Meets Cavalier. Got a Devori. Bringing him down. This is good stuff from Northern, keeping the ball going. Move here, Larkin again. Short ball, look forward from here. Lost the ball there, David Hobbs in the tackle. That'll be a scrum. Northern not happy. Referee did look to his touch judges. Warren Wilson. Linking up from full-back. Gibson going himself from acting half. And a free kick to Bradford there. Very officious referee, Mr. Morris, saying that Gibson used his elbow when getting up to play the ball. So that's another header by Leeds, another unenforced header which puts them under pressure. Bradford just arguing among themselves, deciding whether to go for goal or touch. Hobbs is going to kick for touch. It's on the 25. Of course, Bradford come here next week in the league. And they repeat of this afternoon's game. Skirrett there. Powering in Kelvin Skirrett. Then Jack. Hobbs. Mumby. Good football. And a crowd incensed at a tackle there. Mackay. Hobbs. Cordle. Leeds defending now, having to do some defending. Northern piling the pressure on in this early stages. Enjak gets the ball back to Barraclough and he only knows one way, and that's forward. And that's a sixth tackle coming up. Enjak puts the up and under. That's a good kick. That's for Warren Wilson. He's under pressure. Oh, that's offside there. By John Pendlebury. Catching the ball, but Warren Wilson not very safe under that high ball. Oh, Maskill. It's a penalty for Leeds. Clearing the lines. Referee making sure Bradford are onside. Odell. Back to Maskill. Good play from your Odell again. He's been the pick of the Leeds pack this afternoon. Dixon. Coleman. Devotee. And Lord still going, gets it back to Coleman. Schofield. Carnaby, Tony Martin's tackle. Leeds. Dixon. Paul Dixon not liking that tackle of Injak. Creaser, oh, the ball's knocked down by Hobbs. Picked up by Waddell. That should be 6 more tackles. Oh, referee there, blame error from the referee, Mr. Morris. Well, he's not had the best of games this afternoon. Coleman puts the kick in. Mackay still going, turning Gary Schofield inside out. It's good running from Mackay. Referee didn't spot that. Knock on by Bradford. That's Mumby in space. Mumby. Warren Wilson. He steps out of Warren Wilson's tackle. Russell Stewart. Carl Gibson has him. Well, Northern looking the more likely at the moment. They're running with more purpose. The referee there. It's giving a knock on. And Jack dropping the ball instead of kicking it. And he holds his head in his hands. Well, David, Leeds are going to have to play better than this if they want to find anything out of this game.
Absolutely. Keith Mumby this afternoon is playing out of his skin. He's playing like a 20-year-old. He's one of the veterans of Bradford North that is absolutely superb this afternoon. Leeds coming out now, taking the pressure off. Back to you.
Thank you. That's Warren Wilson, Leeds just outside their own 25. This has been the stature of the game so far. Leeds been very much under the caution, their own 25, having to drive the ball out. Their kicks downfield have been just going into Bradford half, and then it's back. Pressure from Bradford. Holman showing the ball. Schofield in space. He's throwing his time. He's coming back inside. Gary Schofield still going. Running into the cover, coming across to get him. David Creaser going himself, but Kelvin Scurry not falling for that. Holman, he'll put the kick in as that's a 6 tackle. He knows that's going. Cordell's got the ball in his own 25. Good tackle there from Carl Gibson. Honestly, the furthest up Leeds have been in this half. Leeds crowd shouting in the south stand. And in behind. The liners this afternoon. Madacroft tackle there by 3 Leeds players. Hobbs, oh, that's opened the gap up for McGowan. Jimmy Cordell not knowing what to do there, whether to come inside or stay in his wing. Chances lost. Hobbs. Doing himself, no one there to pass to. Arkin. And that's caught there by Norman Francis, a great pick up by him. He's had a good game this afternoon, Norman. Made 2 try-saving tackles on Gerald Cordell. 1, 2, 3, Bradford Northern players offside. Tony Marchant. Happy about it. Schofield kicks the touch. And the crowd really behind Leeds now. Leeds will have to show something for this attack. Waddell. Looking Ryan Noble down. Coleman. Dixon. Coleman again. David Creaser. Ball's out to Gibson. But Norman Francis has lost the ball and Cordell has it for Bradford. Oh, ballooning up in the air off Norman Francis there. Chance gone big in again for Leeds. Well, Leeds haven't made that many sorties into the Bradford 25 that they can afford to miss chances. Kelvin Skirry. Pendlebury. Been playing 10 minutes in this second half. Hobbs puts the kick in. And that's ball back. That's going to be a scrum. Hobbs just kicking the ball back into the crowd there. That should be a penalty to Leeds. And it is a penalty to Leeds. Larkin having something to say about that. And that was silly play from David Hobbs. Coleman just telling Leeds what he's going to do, and Maskill finds touch, makes a few more yards. Leeds bunched together now, not really spread out like a line. Here comes Waddell. Coleman bringing Cavalier on. Leeds about 10 yards short of the Bradford Northern line. Coleman, Bavori, going himself, looking for the run around there. Creaser. Still going, David Creaser spinning round. Waddell again, Leeds resorting to busting forwards down the middle of the field. He gets a lovely ball back to Creaser. Coleman. Schofield. Referee saying Schofield knocked on there. Another bad decision, but referee's nearer than what we are. So it's Bradford head and ball. Gary Schofield didn't knock on at all there. With the ball. Well, that ball going in touch on the full. It was forward. The referee let him. Leeds. Well, I've had him ball. About 15 yards inside of Bradford half of the field. Well, Leeds pack being pushed off the ball there. Coleman managed to get out of it before he's tackled by the full weight of the Bradford front row. Gibson. Dixon. Well, it's been a bad-tempered affair, and furthermore a bad temper there. Creaser, lovely ball to Gary Lord. But Leeds not really making ground. It all looks very nice. It's all very fancy passing, but Leeds are not making much ground at all. Adam Wilson going himself from acting half. Leeds 6 tackle, not really made much ground in that. Attacks Coleman, he's going to put the kick in again. It's picked up by Mackay over his own line. Gary Ford, Gary Schofield, Phil Ford just tackle him as he comes out from behind his own line. The Leeds will be keen to keep Bradford up here now. It's Mumby with the ball. Radcliffe. That's the penalty. And the referee again there, giving Bradford a penalty, and they're giving them 10 yards further for mouthing. And he's going for just inquiring what was wrong with that, saying that the ball was pulled out of Marchant's hands after he'd shouted held. So Leeds pressured again, gone for Leeds. Mumby finds touch, just in our commentary position. Referee coming in for some stick from the Leeds crowd. Scuddy. Good tackle there from Waddell and Dixon. Giving 6 more tackles, saying Leeds kick through it to play the ball. Hobbs. Still struggling, David Hobbs. That's out this time to Leeds. Coleman, Creaser. Reese not having the pace to go around Tony Marchant. Gibson using his hand off. Well, been a pick of the Leeds team today. Woodell made ground every time he's had the ball. Coleman, Vivorti, Schofield. It's out to Phil Ford on the touchline side. Ford still going. A good tackle coming in. Coleman. Reese just slipped there as he bet Pendlebury. It's a 6th tackle coming up. Leeds with plenty of pressure but no points on the board. Chip kick there, that's to Chase, that's for Cordell to chase. And he slips down. Well, David, Leeds keeping the ball moving, it all looks very nice, but they're not really getting anywhere.
Bradford look a rejuvenated side when they came out again in the second half. 10 points in front. Leeds are putting them under pressure, but they're getting nowhere fast.
Thank you. Leeds will want to keep Bradford pinned down now in this 25. The referee, pretty officious this afternoon, penalising Leeds, saying that they had 3 men to play the ball instead of the regulation 2. Referee not really let the game flow this afternoon. He was the reserve referee for yesterday's game. Mumby finds touch. Barraclough takes it up, gives it Noble. Straight into Maskill. Coleman said something again to the referee there. Bad discipline from Leeds, and that's a sin bin for Craig Coleman. And he'll be disappointed with that. Well, I heard his comments to the referee from up here, and I can tell you, the referee took exception to them. Crowd voicing their opinion there at the referee. Like Walroffer ducks back to the official, so Bradford have it again, Leeds without the general now. Seemingly fighting a lost cause with 20 minutes left to play. Leeds losing by 4 points to 14. Never really been in the game. Playing catch-up football and seemingly having to do most of the tackling. Scurry. Good tackle there from Gary Lord. It's a penalty again there, referee. Spoiled this game this afternoon by being over fussy. And that Kelvin Scurry wasn't stood up when he played the ball. And Maskill kicks up towards our commentary position. Ball bounce across the roof. Vivorti missing out Cavalier. And Leeds have lost the ball again. Leeds making their own errors this afternoon. Just one of those days for Leeds this afternoon, not really putting anything together. Bradford look the keenest side. And in Paul Arkin, they've got undoubtedly the man of the match. He's here again. Cordell. Oh, Cordell going for the line. Tackle there. Good tackle from Gary Lord. He's caught a boot in his stomach in that tackle and he's just gone down. So Leeds are like 2 men light at the moment. And Jack going himself, he's lost the ball. And Jack disappointed again there. That's twice scoring positions. He's lost the ball. But that won't concern Bradford. They're head and shoulders in front at the moment. Physio on. Stuart Walker just attending to Gary Lord. And he's up now. Well, he can't let that scrum go, referee. Bradford complaining that they had the ball. And that's a yellow card for Pendlebury for speaking out of turn. Or is it no? It's Harkin this time. So both sides without the generals. That is Schofield. Can't escape the clutches of Tony Marchant again. Warren Wilson can. And Leeds almost up to the 25. Took a quick tap there as Arkin was simbing. Devote, Creasy, Norman Francis. Oh, and he bumps off Cardle and he's still going, Norman Francis. Almost up to halfway, that's a good run there from Norman Francis. Devote, Gary Lord. Schofield turning the chip. He's coming to the sixth tackle. Let's go. Forget it, he's going to put the kick in. He chips over. It's picked up by Norman Francis. And the ball's been kicked in the touch. That'll be a scrum, and there's two players fighting on the floor. Well, these are not the size I want to see. It's Cardle and Norman Francis, I think. And the referee's seen what's happened there. Touch judges on. Oh, this game, referee losing a bit of control of this game this afternoon. Sending everybody away. And stopping the clock. Leeds are bringing a substitution. They're going to bring Joe Waddell off. I know you will be disappointed. Richie Gunn's going to come on. Both the captains with the referee and the touch judge. Right, see what's going on. Richard Gunn's on for you, Waddell. Waddell had a great game this afternoon, picking the Leeds forwards. So scrum out to Northern, Mumby. 15 minutes left for play. Russell Stewart. Both sides now. A man short. Hobbs puts the kick in. It's going to be Gary who'd have already worked the scrum for Leeds. That's out to him, out to Creasy. Creasy electing to go on his own. Russell Stewart there, coming from the scrum quickly. Richard Gunn gets the ball out to tackle of Wilson. Cavalier. Seen much of Cavalier this second half, had a good first half. And a Lord, switching play, bringing play across up the middle. Well, Leeds, it's all in ones and twos, not really putting anything together. Devote. Turning the tackle, looking for support, no support there. Schofield. That's kick, that's going to find touch, and it does. It's about 15 yards from the northern line. Well, Dave, the way they're playing Leeds, I can't see them getting back into this game.
Not at all. Bradford are absorbing all the pressure that Leeds are putting on at the moment. We're just going nowhere, Leeds.
That's the ball, that's in, that's out to Bradford Enger. Russell Stewart working the scrums. Nakai, long striding. And a Devote finally bringing him down. And Jack. Hobbs. Skerry, Pendlebury, it's the inside ball, bringing Skerry on the burst. Good tackling from Leeds, keeping Northern down here. That's back for Hobbs to put the kick in. And that's a tremendous kick, that's driven Leeds back, but it's going to be picked up by Warren Wilson. He's got Norman Francis inside him. Dummies, goes himself. Still going Warren Wilson. Norman Francis with the ball. Bumping off players, Norman. Can be devastating at times. Schofield puts a little chip over. Oh, but it's picked up by Mackay and he's tackled by Schofield. Dixon in there on Mackay. Mumbai sidestepping. What a great game he's had this afternoon. Feel like a man 20 years younger. Oh, good ball there. Sets Pendlebury off. This could be the final nail in Leeds' coffin. They've got men in support for Tony Marchant, but no. Good cover tackling. Just delayed his pass too long, I think, there. Gary Schofield and Phil Ford finally getting across. Stewart. McGowan. Oh, Skirrett's going to score here. Nobody's going to stop Kelvin Skirrett. Yes. And that's it now. There's no coming back for Leeds. To 70 minutes then, Northern going further in front with a try to Kelvin Skirrett. Good play there by Hobbs. Well, Dave, that looks like the final nail in Leeds' coffin.
I think it is this time. John Pendlebury did all the work there, handing it out to Kelvin Skirrett, and Kelvin Skirrett, Great Britain prop, can't be stopped.
Well, Coleman's back on for Leeds, and the referee just stopped the clock. Somebody's brought the sand on for Hobbs to kick on the 25. Leeds will be very disappointed this afternoon with this performance. They've never really put the game together. This was the draw that neither side wanted when it came out of the hat for the preliminary round. So with the big guns meeting in such an early stage of the game, I can't see this occurring next season. But this season it's very much Northern's day, and Leeds are going to be out of the competition before it's really begun. So an amateur team from Leeds, Bison's, getting further than their millionaire neighbours at Headingley. It's a long time since that happened. And Hobbs misses a goal. So that makes the score 4 points to Leeds and 18 points to Bradford Northern. Northern fans in good voice behind me. Over behind the goalpost to our left. They've seen a tremendous performance by their team this afternoon, inspired by Paul Harkin. Mackay. Well, Leeds will have a chance for revenge next week when Northern come here in the league. But they'll have to play much better than this, I can tell you, and so will David Ward. Pendlebury. Hobbs' kick there, that's going to bounce. It's not found touch. Warren Wilson stops it with his boot. Francis trying to hand Richard Francis off. The substitute who's come on for Northern. Richard Gunn. Cavalier. Coleman. Short ball there for Dixon. Six tackle coming up. Stivori with the ball. Elects to go himself. Well, just tackle there. That's the turnover. Lead showing nothing on the sixth tackle. Francis coming away from acting half, just bringing the ball away from the ruck. Skirrett running through some paper bag type tackling there. Harkin back on the field in a clean shirt. Run around there with Badderclough. Straightening up himself. Gun not falling for that. Well, anyone who was at Widnes last week wouldn't believe the performance from Leeds this afternoon. That was right out of the top draw, but this... Well, that's a poor kick there from... Oh, and it's caught on the full by Carl Gibson. That was good play from Carl Gibson. Schofield. Running straight into Greg Mackay. Gun. Cavalier there. Getting the ball out of the tackle. That's good play from Leeds. Gary Lord switching it back to Harkin. Sorry. Coleman. Got Kevin Harkin on the brain. He's had such a good game this afternoon. When you see number 7, you always automatically think of Kevin Harkin. Paul Harkin. Oh, Leeds even making a mess of that one. The 3 men overlap there. He scores a try. Well, out of nothing there. That just about sums up Leeds' performance this afternoon. Nothing on there. Bad pass. 3-man overlap and they've already kicking on a few times and finally scoring a try over on the touchline, but I think that's going to be only consolation. Try to Leeds. Gary Devori injured in that, scoring that try. Well, that sounded like Paul Harkin just being awarded the Man of the Match award, and I for one won't argue with that. Gary Devori up again after scoring that try. And Colin Maskill. And that's missed, so that range 8 points to Leeds, 18 to Bradford Northern. Leeds have about 5 minutes left and they need to score twice and convert the kicks. Well, Leeds seemingly missed Mark Loddy this afternoon. Discover tackle in the middle of the field. It's not to take anything away from the players who've done the job. Mumby. Sensible kick long, straight to Phil Ford. When Phil Ford was at Bradford, his speciality was running full length of the field and scoring tries against Leeds. He doesn't do that today. Warren Wilson. How can he get his pass away? Bradford tackler's just wrapping him up. Gone. Gary Lord. Well, Dave, I think that try's come too late to save Leeds.
I think it has. Leeds put in a bit better. They got a lucky try at the end, but they've just not produced the goods. Northern have produced the goods all day. They've been good, they've been solid, and they've been totally reliable in all quarters of the game.
Creaser in the middle of the field, going himself. It's good play from David Creaser, getting it to Cavalier. Oh, and you're throwing an inside ball there, and nobody really there to receive it except Russell Stewart. Gary Schofield shoving Glenn Badderclough back. Okay. Leeds, of course, have a game next Wednesday night against Leigh here at Headingley. And then it's back here again next week for Bradford Northern in the league. Leeds could do with winning both those games as they're not going to progress now in this cup competition. Their only hope of a trophy this season being the Championship, a trophy which incidentally they've never won since the formation of the 2 divisions of Rugby League back in about 1974. Referee there, Harkin feeding the ball, and the ball coming out to Harkin. Referee not happy. Must have said that Arkin knocked on. That's Coleman. Creaser, Gibson around there. That's Warren Wilson coming onto the ball. Warren Wilson. Oh, going himself, Warren Wilson. That's a good run from him up to halfway. David Creaser, he's got Phil Ford outside him. Coming in forward, stepping, still going forward. It's a ball back to Schofield. Richard Gunn's knocked on there and Schofield lit off the ball. That's going to be a scrum. Richard Gunn knocking on. Yeah, the whistles from the crowd there waiting for the hooter to go. About 3 minutes left for play. Ball's out to Bradford. Arkin, Enjak. Yes, the referee seen something there. Touch judge on. Dixon got his cover, he's pulling Paul Dixon away. Tony Matchin drawing his attention. But then Jack's injured. Referee just having a word with Paul Dixon. We'll be lucky there, Paul Dixon. It hasn't at least got a sim bin in for that. Northern will have the penalty. Referee giving a penalty, saying that Paul Dixon had punched Enjak in the tackle. Just on halfway. Badaclough tap, Noble. Solid reliable game this afternoon. Brian Noble just working his way back after an injury. Can't be fully fit, but he's looked as good as anybody on the field this afternoon. Arkin showing a ball and going himself again. Oh, this is great play from Arkin. David Creaser. No stopping Paul Arkin today. He's been head and shoulders the man of the match. Oh, Gary Schofield trying to intercept there and just knocking on, when if he'd have caught the ball that would have been a try. Arkin down injured in that tackle. Stewart going to work the scrum in Arkin's absence. Morty quickly away from the scrum, from loose forward, tackling him. Pendlebury going himself. Good game, John Pendlebury. Tapping the ball to himself. That's bad play from Leeds. No marker. That gives Northern another 10 yards and in the Leeds 25 again. They'll be keen to finish this game with another try. Mackay. Back to Badaclough. That's going to be a drop to Hobbs, and that's charged down by Gary Schofield. McGowan takes it safely. Carl Gibson getting it back to Richard Francis. Tackled by his namesake, Northern Francis. Hobbs. That's a good kick for touch by David Hobbs on the sixth tackle. Referee saying that the ball played the man when Gary Schofield seemed to charge down. The drop goal attempt. Just about full time now. Northern have won a scrum against their head. Lose the weight in the pack. Mumby. Tackle there by Gary Schofield. He's had a great game tackling this afternoon. Marchant. Well, Bradford Northern, I can assure you, are going to register there only their second Challenge Cup win over Leeds. First being, of course, in that final in 1947. Leeds have not got time to score 2 tries now. And Hull should be going any second. There's been a few injury stoppages. And it's Northern very much on top even in these late stages. Hobbs. Skiddy. And it's going to be a try to Steve McGowan. Right on full time. Leeds looking thoroughly beaten now, dejected side. Ball was moved south along the line, and there was Steve McGowan. How did you see that one, Dave?
Well, it's just unbelievable. From Leeds last week at Widnes to see them this week, absolutely rubbish. They've not got the game together from the start to finish. Bradford Northern have just got a stronger and stronger force throughout the game. And there's little Paul Harkin in the middle. He's throwing his hands up in the air, over the moon.
Well, Northern obviously thrown out of the next round, and only disappointment for Leeds. It's going to take a good side to stop Bradford Northern if they're playing on this form. And Paul Harkin, they've got a master tactician. He's definitely won his duel with Craig Coleman, who's had possibly his least effective game for Leeds since he came. Leeds look a sorry bunch now at the back of the post, as Hobbs has his chance to increase the lead even further. Just coming in now, David Hobbs. That's high, and the crowd will tell you that that's there, is it? Yes! That's 24 points to 8 into Bradford Northern. And there goes the holder. And the Bradford crowd coming on the field at the back of the post, despite the attempts of the stewards. That's been a great game for Bradford Northern. They've well and truly progressed into the first round of the Challenge Cup, where they will play Runcorn, down at Runcorn, and Harkin leading the Bradford crowd over towards the Bradford team over towards the supporters. That's good to see from Bradford Northern. Leeds can't wait to get off the field quick enough and see David Ward going down the touchline. He looks a very sorry man this afternoon. Well, it started well for Northern with a try to Harkin after 12 minutes, and Hobbs converted to make it 6-0. Leeds it back straight away with a try to Carl Gibson, making it 4 points to 6. And then on 33 minutes, McGowan scored, and Hobbs converted to make it 4 points to 12. 2 drop goals, one from Hobbs, one from Harkin, just before half-time, completed the scoring and went in 4 points to 14 at half-time. In the second half, we had to wait till 70 minutes until a try from Kelvin Skirrett after good work from John Pendlebury. That made it 18 points to 4. Then Leeds had a try to Gary Devore after he dribbled on and beat Cordell for the touchdown. Made it 8 points to 18. Then right on the death there, McGowan scored and Hobbs converted from the touchline to make it his final score. Leeds 8, Bradford Northern 24. So it's Bradford Northern who progress into the first round of the Challenge Cup with a tie at Runcorn. Leeds have only the Championship to play for now. They have a game here next week, in the middle of the week against Leigh, and then next Sunday we're back here again with Bradford Northern visitors. So from myself, Stuart Duffy, and Dave Noble, it's good afternoon here from Headingley.